This video is sponsored by the Mersey Blue podcast, your home of all things Everton.
Hi folks, hello and welcome back to another video right here on the channel. So it's the second week of the month, which as you all know means only one thing.
Board game review. Unboxing. Sorry.
Board game review and unboxing videos. Okay, so you're all seeing the thumbnail. The clue is in the t-shirt. Okay, this month we are going for Talisman, the Star Wars edition. So the eager-eyed, or certainly the returning viewers amongst you, or anybody who indeed who's had a look over the back catalogue, will remember that we done, months ago now, wasn't the Talisman Batman variation. Talisman is a Dungeons and Dragons fantasy style board game of adventure. And what they've done is they brought out a Star Wars variant, which we're going to show you now, Batman, and we are doing one, it might be January or February, Relic, which is a Warhammer 40,000 variant of the same game. Okay, Talisman is a game very, very, very close to my heart. I love the original Talisman. And on that little note, what do we have for a special announcement melody for these beautiful people with regard to Talisman this month?
Ooh, a new Talisman series, 16 parts of the board game and all the expansions.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
Yeah, from the end of this month, guys, and it will be, like Melody says, it's going to run for 16 months, and I will show you everything. I'll show you the original Talisman board game, I'll show you all the expansions, I'll show you everything that involves, and even a little gameplay demo. And if you don't love it by then, well, hey, you don't love it, do you? Maybe you might love a game like this, or Batman, or Relic. So, nearly 2 minutes in, and I haven't actually shown the product, have I? Okay, so...
Waffle, waffle, waffle.
Yeah, I can hear Jess in the background going, shut up.
Stop waffling.
Okay, so here is the actual box. So we see Talisman, Star Wars, and you can see a host of Sith and Jedi characters on there. Okay, now I'm going to show all four sides of the box because you see different characters. Okay, so you've got Kylo and you've got Rey on there. Okay, you got Dooku and you got Mace Windu there. You've got Luke and you've got Vader there. And you've got Ahsoka Tano, and I think it's one of the sisters from Rebels, the Inquisitor ones, on there. Okay, I can hear Dave the Reptile Man screaming at me what her name is. Is it like the seventh sister or something like that? Yeah. Okay, and we have the back of the box, and as you can see, this is quite a nice, it's a nice box as well as like a nice game. So I'll give you a little bit. Talisman Star Wars, over 250 game components we've got to get through today, Melody. Okay, just keep looking at your watch. Okay, transport to a galaxy far, far away and find your true calling as a defender of the light side or the dark side in this galactic edition of Talisman. Okay, so shall we kind of tell them who the characters are, or should we just bring it up when we get there?
Yeah. Bring it up when we get there.
I was going to tell you, but okay. So there's a list of contents on the back there, guys, and we've got all the bump. So let's get the box open and see what's inside. Okay, so Talisman, we've played Talisman before, haven't we?
Yeah.
It does take about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
It really is a good game, though, So be sure to stay tuned to that series there.
Well worth playing.
Okay, so there's the front of the box. So straight away we get the rule book, which as per usual with these videos I shall go over at the end. Mm-hmm. Now we've got a little flow chart here as an encounter sequence. Sorry, the light is terrible there. Now straight away, I'm going to be honest, I'm not that happy with that. Do you know why? Because I know how to play Talisman. I play Talisman with my eyes shut, okay? Anyone who doesn't, this is just one of these yes, no, go to there, go to that. Now, I suppose some people's minds might work like that, and I get that. But with me, we've done games on the channel before, and oh crikey, when was it? Was it last month with Resident Evil 2? And they had basically the guide on the back that said exactly how you play it.
Yeah.
So that might actually confuse a few people. I'm not sure about that. Let's have a look what's inside the rule book. I'd say it's a lovely cover. It's basically all the Jedi and all the Sith from the front. I'm going to put that off camera there. Remind me at the end. So going through the components then, Mel. Just want to show those there.
Wow.
Okay, now what happened in the original Talisman is you used to have little tokens for your health and your magic and all that sort of stuff. Now in these are called strength, will and health.
Yeah.
But the little dials, now I will give them kudos for this, because this come from Relic,
Yeah.
the 40,000 version of it. And what it basically is you've just got a little dial, so every time you take a hit or lose a life,
You twist it.
you're not taking little cones off. Which, as much as I love Talisman, that does get... I wish the original Talisman had that.
Had that, yeah.
I really do. I mean, you could actually, I suppose, if you weren't that bothered, use that component.
Yeah, you could.
And put it in your own game of Talisman.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's obviously strength, will and health. Whereas Talisman is its strength, it's magic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And health.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. So we've got a series of various tokens, if you want to show them, love. Thank you. The board is massive. I'm going to leave that till in a minute. Okay. Now, there aren't that many tokens, to be fair, there, you know. So we've got a set of 6. Just, they look like, they're like a mustardy, yellowy, attempted goldy kind of look. Just D6s, guys, not exciting. We've got a pack of buttons, which are used to hold the dials together. Okay, now we have a set of cards.
Ooh.
So, somebody mean wouldn't tell you before who the characters were. Okay. So because of that, I'm now going to ask her if she'll show you all the character cards one by one and tell you, get out. You see her delving in the box. Look, eyes up, Melody. Leave it alone. Okay. Right. Read the card and show a nice folks, please, who the characters are.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
Mace Windu. I'm sorry if I don't say these right. Rey. Luke Skywalker. Dave the Reptile Man's favourite, Ahsoka Tano. Ezra Bridger.
From Star Wars Rebels.
Darth Vader.
The man himself.
Count Dooku. Kylo Ren.
My boy.
Darth Maul. The Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
And the Seventh Sister.
I was right, wasn't I? I could hear Dave yelling, screaming at me.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're the characters that you've got, and we have obviously got the board to show you in a minute, and we've got minis. Okay, oh my word. Okay, so we've got 2 big packs of cards here. Okay, so right, I'm just going to open them and just ask Mel to just show you a few of them there, and whilst we're doing that, I'll explain basically what the cards do in Talisman and what kind of a variant. So if you just show a few of them up there for me, please.
Okay, so we've got a Porg.
Okay, so so what you basically do is, as you're moving around the board, you go to different areas. Okay, and this is one of those games where you roll the dice and it'll say a number. So it'll be say 3 or 4, and what you've got to do is you've got to go left or right.
Yeah.
You've got 4 spaces left or 4 spaces right. You can't start faffing around saying, you know, I'll do 3 and then 1, or you've got to do. That's the mechanics. So you'll land on these spaces, these areas, and the areas will either ask you to roll a dice to work something out, or you'll have to pull from the encounter card.
My favourite, Chewbacca.
You have to pull from the encounter cards and you'll find an enemy. So you might land on somewhere where you might have, say, some stormtroopers or something like that you've got to beat. You roll a dice and add your score. You'll have a look at the score that the, enemy has. Yeah. And whoever wins, yada, yada, yada. The board is massive, like I say. So what you'll do is you'll basically work your way around from there's 3 areas. There's the outer area, the middle area and the centre area. You've got to work your way in. So on normal Talisman, you've got to get into the middle and start finding spells of people to kill the other players to win.
Object cards. On
this variant, okay, you have to instead get into the middle. Now, if you are playing a Jedi character, a light-sided character, you have to kill the Emperor. Okay? So if you're like a Luke Skywalker, you've got to go and you get to the centre of the board, you've got to kill the Emperor to save the galaxy, okay?
Yeah.
Where it gets fun is I'll always be playing Sith. I'll be playing like Maul or Kylo Ren or something like that, or Dooku. You have to defeat the Emperor, but you become the new Emperor. You've overthrown the Emperor. Okay, so we've got like another pile of cards here. Okay, and these are all sorts of stuff. So like you'll land on places where you can buy equipment. So I'm not sure what those cards were because I was waffling away, but you'll meet characters along the way who might be able to help you and join you.
Yeah.
In the original Talisman, you'd have like followers.
Yeah.
You can land on spaces where you probably go to like Takadana, places like that where you could buy things.
Yeah.
So you'd have credits, you'd have coins, and you buy, I don't know, like a new laser pistol or whatever that you can use in your combat team.
Yeah.
So you're working your way around the areas, get into the middle, defeat the Emperor.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are Sith Wayfinder cards. This won't mean an awful lot to you because you haven't seen the new trilogy or Star Wars Rebel. In the original Talisman, you had Talisman cards. You couldn't get into the middle area unless you had remember?
Yeah.
Unless you had the Talisman card, you had a Talisman. This being Star Wars, you have to have a Sith Wayfinder. Okay. It's like basically a little Sith cube. Okay? So in Rise of Skywalker, and there's no spoilers now because the movie's been on for years, a couple of years, Kylo Ren found his Sith Wayfinder and he went on to Exegol and he found like the Emperor, yada yada yada. Okay, so Exegol, you're not getting in to face the Emperor Palpatine unless you've got one of them. Okay, so you can get these in different ways. You can find them out of the events pack. You can do various missions and get them. And there's a couple of other ways which I'm going to leave as a surprise. Okay, and then we have basic things like the marketplace where you can buy service droids and stuff like that. We have force moves, which again you can add on to your powers. Something else I like about this game as well, if I'm, for example, say Kylo Ren, I'm Sith, and you are Rey, so you're like light side, you're Jedi. In Talisman, you could meet on the same square and you wouldn't necessarily have to fight. You could just coexist. I'm in the village, you're in the village. You're doing what you're doing, I'm doing what I'm doing, and we go our own separate ways. There are some players who like to fight, have combat, but we generally don't, do we?
No.
When we play Talisman. This, you have to. A Sith would never face a Jedi and not want to fight. Okay, so you lose like your lives. And I think as you lose your lives, when you get to like the end of your lives, the game's not over. You lose that character and you'll get to be another character. So say if I was like Darth Maul and you defeated me on my final life, I could come back as like, you know, Dooku or somebody else. So you're never ever out the game. You're always looking to work your way around to get into the centre. Get to Exegol. And, you know, either claim your rightful place as a new Emperor of the Galaxy or defeat him.
Cool.
Okay, so we've got those out the way there. Do you think we should show the board next? Right, this board is a behemoth. Okay, so before we start, I will apologise in advance. Okay, just excuse me here, guys. We're trying to open this all off camera. If we're going to lift it up there for you. Okay, if we just try and move it in a little bit further, you can see in the middle is Exegol here. Okay, in the middle, you have like a middle area here. And you have like an outer area here, okay? So you'd start off, just drop that a little bit there, Okay, so you'd start off working your way around here, going across, finding encounters and stuff like that. And then there's going to be another way to get into the middle, which you have to do, usually a test. You have to roll 2 dice and beat something, work your way around there, have all your adventures there, and then get your Wayfinder, get into Exegol, and go and find Palpatine. And I mean, you can just seeing that there, just see how colourful, how iconic it is. I mean, you know, I'm going to be brave here. Don't try this at home, folks. Okay, so just to give you a little idea, guys, you've got Lothal for the Star Wars Rebel fans there. Tatooine, we all know Tatooine. Mandalore, a certain show we both enjoy. Where Din Djarin comes from. Asteroid Field, Coruscant. You know, we've got open space, we've got Geonosis, Hoth. So straight away, you know, you're seeing Act 2, Jeddah, you know, you're saying Naboo. Some of these, Yavin 4, some of these areas are all locations, Endor, from all the Star Wars movies. So everywhere you land, you're going to land on something, you know. So say, for instance, picking Mandalore. Okay, so you land on Mandalore. It says, rather than drawing an encounter card here, you may pass to Kessel and beyond if you succeed in helping determine the fate of Mandalore. Okay, so what you do is there's various conditions, and if you pass them, you'll go straight to Kessel, the famous Kessel Run, okay, from the Solo movie. And little things like that. Now, as another example, you might land on, say, I'm trying to look for somewhere, let's just say open space, okay, because there's no text on that. You pull an encounter card. So you might have to fight something, or you might meet Chewbacca, or whatever. Every game is going to be different because obviously you're drawing cards, so you really don't know. And I'll be honest as well, I'm doing this here as well, you know, I'm really hoping that it's getting people, you know, almost excited or certainly a little bit of an idea of what the upcoming Talisman series is about, okay? Yeah. Because as I say, I think the second episode of that, I'm going to be doing a run through, a couple of turns, so you folks will know, obviously in a couple of weeks, how you play. This is what you've been waiting to get hold of. Knock yourself out. Come on, let's have a look and show the folks these.
These feel heavy as well.
Oh, they're like busts, aren't they? They're not actual figures.
They're not like them little tiny plastic things.
No, they're not. They're not. Just tip them out. Tip them out and go for it. Yeah, now this has come from Relic, this.
Dave the Reptile Man, look.
Okay, so we've got Ahsoka Tano. Just put them over here so we can, we've got them. No introduction. Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Sorry. You'll have to tell them who they are because I don't know.
That's the Inquisitor from Star Wars Rebels there.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, yep. Okay.
Ooh.
That's right. Okay.
These are cool.
The seventh sister. Okay. Do you know what that is?
Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. Is that Count Dooku? No, that is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan.
Sorry. Who's that one? That's Ezra Bridger. Yeah, I didn't recognise the haircut. Okay. Mace Windu. Okay, ooh. Count Dooku. And Kylo Ren. Okay, so there is a little model there for everybody, basically, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's everyone's bound to have their favourite character out of there. Straight off, who would you play?
I think I'd either go for Luke Skywalker or Rey.
So you'd definitely be a Jedi, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, automatically, we've got a divorce on the cards, because I'm going like Sith. Okay.
You're going Darth Maul.
So let's while Mel puts those away and has a little play with them or whatever, I'm going to go over the book and just show you that before we leave you guys. Okay, so it is like most Talisman books. There's an index, an introduction, and it just tells us what things are, encounter cards, etc. Okay. Character cards and movers. It tells you all about your alignment, good side, the force, light side, dark side. It tells us our strength and will, health and destiny, and then it shows us our movers, the character busts there. Character setup, so you'd have your little thing for your dials, you'd have your card, you'd have a couple of tokens. What are those tokens there? Destiny tokens, and you'd have some galactic credits. So the galactic credits are the yellow ones, they're your coins, your money, and they're your destiny tokens. They replace, I think, the fate tokens. In Talisman you have a thing called fate tokens, where you can re-roll a dice, you spend the fate and you re-roll a dice. So you can see the crossover of the two automatically. Tells us about the game setup and shows us that various locations, that absolutely beautiful board.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Again, it probably doesn't pick up on camera how colourful that board is,
really
does it?
Nice.
The game turn. Okay, you move, you have encounters. It tells you about the inner region, how you work out your encounters there, how you solve a battle, which there will be plenty of because Jedi are always going to meet Sith across the galaxy. An example of a battle, how you go about doing a battle between two characters, 4 skills, and basically just a little bit about some of the planets and some of our little an icon chart just tells us what everything is. Okay, what they all mean. So just sort of like, you see the green for the health, and it'll be like another thing for the fate and that kind of thing. And then we alternative rules. Oh, no, rules for traditional play. Talisman Star Wars Edition uses the faster play rules from the Talisman Revised 4th Edition game, which we'll be seeing all about in a couple of weeks. It's possible to adjust the rules back to the original game using the changes below, and it won't make any sense to you, so I'm not going to read it unless you played Talisman. I suspect most of you haven't. But it just tells you how you can convert it. So if we were playing Talisman tonight, and then tomorrow we said, let's crack the Star Wars one out, we could use the same rules so we're not confusing ourselves. You're with me, which is absolutely lovely. So, for that, I am eternally grateful. I'm going to go back on what I said initially, I think, about the Talisman encounter sequence. Maybe it's seeing the game again and knowing how that makes sense. But my worry would be if you weren't, say Jimmy come to stay and we cracked out a couple of drinks and we were playing.
Yeah.
We'd have to explain it to him because, unless you're good with sort of flow charts and stuff, it's you do this, yes or no, and if you do yes, then you go down to, I want to play a game. I want to have a beer with my friends. I want to roll dice.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Okay, guys. So that is all we have for this one. I'll say this was a birthday gift, and again, life got in the way, and I said to Mel, let's open it before. It's a nice little teaser for the Talisman series that's up and coming. So listen, we're going to leave it there, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope you Star Wars fans loved it. I hope you Talisman fans loved it. I hope anybody in the middle, neutral, is interested in and will take a look at the new Talisman series. Give that a chance. All that's left to say is we'll see you next month. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. To all you returning folks, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, from both of us. We really do appreciate the support. Melody, say goodbye.
Bye bye for now.
See you next month. May the force be with you.